As Rishi Sunak is on his third day of his election campaign, the English Channel saw its 10,000th migrant cross yesterday, as the illegal asylum seekers and migrants celebrated. Hi there, and thank you for all joining me in a video back at Just Gone Viral. I hope you're all doing well, and in this video we give you an update with regards to a significant milestone in the ongoing crisis of the illegal boat crossings in the Channel. This comes amid heightened scrutiny and controversy over UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak's recent deals with France.
Our new treaty will put into binding law the assurances that everybody, including the Supreme Court, needs to make sure that people can be certain that when we send someone to Rwanda, they won't be incorrectly returned to their own country if that was problematic for them. Look, I understand people's frustrations. I'm incredibly sympathetic to them. I think the current system is both unfair and unsustainable, whether it's the farce of illegal migrants taking up hotels in local communities and costing taxpayers millions of pounds, whether it's just the base unfairness of some people jumping the queue, breaking the rules, exploiting our generosity, and, by the way, meaning that we can't apply our compassion and generosity to those who most need it. None of that is right. And people are needlessly dying. Innocent people are dying when they're making these illegal crossings. So they're being exploited by gangs. Any which way you look at it, the current system is not defensible.
The milestone was reached early yesterday morning when a small boat carrying several migrants was intercepted by UK Border Force officials near Dover. Among the passengers was believed to be the 10,000th individual to make the perilous journey this year, showing signs of persistency and a never-growing challenge faced by both the UK and France. In response to the escalating situation, Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has been in negotiations with the French authorities yet again, proposing a multi-million facelifted plan to curb the crossings. According to the sources, Rishi Sunak has offered a substantial financial package to France, with the aim of persuading them to either take back the intercepted migrants or house them in newly established detention centres on French soil.
But we can go live now to Dover because a boat approaching there.
Yeah, these are live pictures of a boat approaching that could be taking the 10,000th illegal migrant across the Channel. This is a big moment. We think today, if there are enough migrants on board this boat, we're going to pass that 10,000 mark for migrants across the Channel this year.
Yes, and as you can see, it's quite a sunny, relatively calm day there in the Channel. 10,000. We're going to be speaking to Mark White in a little bit because he's there monitoring this all for us. But 10,000. This is not the news that Rishi Sunak will want on the second day of his election campaign. 10,000. This could be the boat carrying that 10,000th migrant.
Not the news, and frankly, not the image either. After all, what a stark reminder that this is the ferry service laid on by the British taxpayer to pick people up halfway across the Channel and not turn them around and bring them back to France, because the French don't let us do that, because we don't have a returns agreement with France, despite the tens of millions of pounds that we send France every single year to try and stop the boats getting in the water. But once the boats get in the water, well then, we can't take them back to France, despite the amount of money that we pay the French. This is a ferry service, and it does just smack of incredibly bad optics. We can see a couple of people wearing life jackets just on the front of that boat. No doubt there'll be some more inside as well, but we think this is the boat carrying the 10,000th migrant.
Yes.
Illegal migrant across the Channel.
Stark contrast to the Prime Minister's pledge, of course, to stop the boats. This may well hold this boat the 10,000th migrant of.
Details of the proposed deal, which have been the subject of intense political debate, reveal that the UK government is prepared to invest heavily in bolstering French border enforcement and improving detention facilities. Critics have argued that Rishi Sunak is clutching at straws and a last-ditch effort to keep his head above water and remain in number 10 Downing Street. Others have stated that this approach merely shifts the burden to France without addressing the root causes of migration. Supporters, however, believe that it is a necessary step to migrate the risk associated with illegal crossings and reduce the pressure of the UK's immigration system. The French government has yet to formally respond to the latest proposals, but sources indicate that discussions are ongoing. The complexities of such an arrangement and agreement involve logistical, legal and humanitarian considerations when making a swift resolution. Meanwhile, local authorities in Dover and other coastal towns, including Ireland, are grappling with the immediate challenges posed by the influx of migrants. There have been calls for increased support and resources to manage the situation, with local authorities and local leaders urging the government to take decisive action. As the debate continues, the human aspect of the crisis remains a poignant reminder of the broader issues at play. Many of those making the journey are fleeing war, persecution and poverty, seeking a better life in the UK, or so they tell us, and this is the excuse and reason behind their crossing. The tragic deaths of several migrants in recent months underscores the dangers of the Channel crossing and the urgent need for a comprehensive and humane solution. But with the milestone of the 10,000th illegal migrant to cross this year, the problem is more than just a statistic. But as Rishi vowed nearly 9 months ago that he would have the illegal boat crossing under control and subsidising within 6 months, it appears to the public that, like his peers before him, they have failed the UK and its people once again. As supporters and those that welcome unvetted and unidentified illegal migrants to the UK persist in slashing tyres on buses and sitting in the road in attempts for illegal migrants not to be returned to the Stockholm Bibby or deported, an idea that would cut costs and save the taxpayers money would be for those supporters to house at least 2 migrants themselves, although the usual excuse will be given, such as "I rent or live in a house share and I don't have enough room at home." This seems to be a familiar pattern and answer. After nearly £1 billion worth of taxpayers' money was thrown at France in a desperate bid for France to take them back or to build a new detention centre, it is clear that France has no intention to abide or uphold this agreement, and therefore should return every single penny we gave the French back to the UK. As long as the MPs and Prime Ministers have friends and acquaintances that are hoteliers who need their hotels filled, and with the offer of all expenses and bills paid with a fully furnished refurbishment footed by the taxpayer at the end of the migrant contract, I can see no change or the boats being stopped in the near distant future. Consider hitting and smashing the subscribe button to stay up to date for future videos and content, and if you like the content, be sure to smash the like button too, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.